So, I'm not the biggest fan of street photography, but I really wanted to push myself to try something new. So, when me and Carly decided we were going to go to the arts festival, I wanted to do a type of photography that maybe I haven't done in the past. So as a student, or when I was a student, I would say I primarily focused on portrait photography and maybe a landscape from here and there, but I never went out of my way to shoot street photography. I think it mostly stems from me not wanting to shove my camera into someone's face, and it probably also stems from the fact that all the cameras I own, including the one I'm shooting this one on, are fairly large, and they when I point the camera at someone, they know that I am taking their photo. So when I decided to start this channel and post the first vlog, I not only wanted to come back to photography, but I also wanted to challenge myself in the world of video as well. So while I'm not exactly sure where the video aspect is going to go, I wanted to branch out and try some new things when it comes to photography. So I landed on the idea of doing street photography. So like I said, today Carly and I are heading back down to Pittsburgh to go to the Three Rivers Arts Festival, which by the time I'm recording this is actually gone and past, but to break the fourth wall. I think some of the photos that I took ended up being pretty good, and I think some of them that I took I'm not super proud of, and we can talk a little bit more about that once we hit upstairs and we go through some of the photos and talk about using my Lumix G7 a little bit more, because I think it's a camera that I neglect a little bit whenever I go out and shoot, but I'm trying to use all of my equipment, at least a little bit more. So in hopes of pushing myself a little bit more in photo and video, let's head down to the city, then we'll head up to the office, we'll go through all this stuff, and I'll tell you how I really feel about street photography, because it's kind of a lot. Woo! Hello, I'm back, or we're back. I feel like I'm really loud, so I'm gonna stop this recording and make sure I don't sound like garbage. Welcome to our next video here on the channel. Today we are apparently, from what my past self has said we're doing, is street photography today, which I am inherently really bad at. I've also decided that all of my vlog shots today are going to be static. I am not going to pick up the camera and walk around with it, which means we're going to be using the M50 all day, and I'm hoping that I can make something cool with it and I don't make something cringy or bad. We'll see. I really want to make some cool videos, and I think I am on the track to make something really sick on this channel. But first, I have to go change into some shorts because it's really hot and I'm currently wearing pants, and I don't want to wear pants while I walk around in the city. Me and Carly are going to the Three Rivers Arts Festival in downtown Pittsburgh today. And we're going to be walking around the whole time outside. It's going to be muggy and hot. I just don't want to deal with pants. So I'm going to go change my clothes. I'll be right back up, and then we'll be off to the Arts Festival. Bye-bye. Probably can't even see it on here. I can't tell.
I don't think so.
Alright, me and Carly made it to the Arts Festival. I changed into my pink shorts. Carly is cold. I am sweating. Drenched in sweat, actually.
Oh, yeah. No, that's just your shirt.
No, it's sweat.
No, it was your shirt. It's
no.
like the design on your shirt.
No, it's sweat. We're gonna go walk around the Arts Festival. I'm gonna take some wonderful photos. I'm hoping I can take some street photography, and I'm also going to add some POV video from Carly as well. So wish us luck, and I'll meet you back in the car or somewhere on the street after we finish talking and walking around the festival. So we'll see you in a second.
I don't know. Wait, I wasn't even...
Are you trying to take a photo?
No.
Okay, I'm glad I'm still recording. Carly and I are dead. So, compared to last year, which I probably don't have any footage of when we went to the arts festival last year, probably not.
I don't think so.
Everything's more spread out this year. It was kind of hard to see everything, like, because we had to jump around. I think it would have been better if they had like art. Take a shot every time Carly yawns in one of these videos. For the love of God, please, somebody, please do it. But I feel like they should have had the art. Okay, again.
You feel like they should have had the art?
I feel like they should have had the art segmented somewhere, and the food somewhere, and the jewelry somewhere. So like you would go and look at all the art, then you would go and look at all the jewelry.
That's a good idea.
But no, it was just kind of everywhere. And we did, since we went after work, we didn't really get to see the creation zone. But it is what it is. Didn't record as much outside as I wanted to. And I haven't looked at any of the photos I took yet.
Stop looking at me. I'm sleepy. We walked around a lot.
Alright, well,
I'm sweaty.
Carly and I are going to go get some Long John Silver's now because neither of us want to cook dinner. And then we'll go through all the photos and talk about my experience with street photography. So I'll see you back at home.
Woo!
We're recording this now, but I want to get out of the car. Because I'm weird. I want it to be light.
Can't really see it in the video. It's so faint.
Can I get fries and then strawberry lemonade? So Carly and I just got home, obviously from the city, and I just wanted to let you know, as you can see right here, Peanut does this every day. Like, I wasn't kidding when I said this in the last video. Every day, Peanut, he's like a dog. He knows when he gets fed, and he's just waiting. But I'm not gonna feed him because we're gonna eat Long John Silver's. So.
Hell yeah, we are.
Oh, so when Yoshi's hungry, he does like these, like he purrs consistently until we feed him. So Carly and I went to Long John Silver's, as you saw, obviously, and I asked for a strawberry lemonade, but I'm not sure if it was because I only had the window cracked because it was raining or what, but they accidentally gave us a strawberry milkshake that they told us to keep. Then they handed us Carly's strawberry lemonade. Then they handed us my Dr. Pepper. And I thought that was done. Then they opened the window and said, I also added a cheesecake to your meal to comp the price, but we already got both drinks. So I don't understand where the comp price comes from. If we got like charged for 2 milkshakes or something. I really don't know. But I'll take the free food. Thank you, Long John Silver's.
Live, laugh, Long John Silver's.
I hate that you just said that. Why?
I thought
Why?
we were in the car.
Why? let's talk about the G7 and street photography. I almost looked at the camera there, but it's over here. So, like I mentioned before, I'm not the biggest fan of street photography. And while I want to deep dive some of the photos I took, because I think some of them are actually really good, or I shouldn't say really good, but I enjoy them a lot, and they might be ones that I kind of want to print, maybe? I don't know. I've got some ideas and some things that I want to do. But, well, in the last video, I didn't think I had enough time to talk about the A6000, which is obviously recording me right now. I do feel like in this video, I have enough time to talk about my Lumix G7, which is a camera that I neglect quite a lot. So with my Lumix G7, I also have the kit lens, which is a 14-42, and then I have another lens, which I love dearly, which is a 25mm 1.7 aperture lens. So if you don't know that much about the Lumix brand cameras, or I shouldn't say Lumix because it's not all of them, but the Lumix G7 is a micro 4/3 camera, which means the sensor is quite small. And I wouldn't recommend doing this all the time, but I am going to pull the lens off and show you how small the lens is, or how small the sensor is, which this camera lens doesn't have autofocus, so I'm going to show you from my phone. So you can see that the actual sensor inside is quite small. This camera is a 16 megapixel camera, but it does offer some things that a lot of my other cameras don't, and that's the whole reason I bought it to begin with. While the Lumix G7 doesn't have in-body stabilization, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad camera. It does offer a lot more functionality when it comes to picture profiles and different recording styles than something like I used to vlog with all the time, the Canon M50, which I think only has MP4s. That might be wrong. I don't know that much about this camera, for being honest. I just use it to shoot the vlogs because it has image stabilization, where this camera doesn't. This one also has a little bit bigger of a sensor, so it does let in a little bit more light. That's another problem with this camera, but it is what it is. When it comes to something like night photography or anything low light whatsoever, I just wouldn't take this camera out, and it's a combination of the actual sensor size as well as the fact that this camera just doesn't do well when you start pumping the ISO, and I don't have any photos to show you today of high ISO G7 photos, but if you look it up, you will see that it is one of the drawbacks of this camera. One of my biggest draws for buying this, though, was the fact that it does shoot in cine style. Eventually, I'd love to get something like a Sony A7C and shoot in S-Log and do all of the stuff that, you know, every other YouTuber does on this platform. But for the time being, I am just using the equipment I have because I don't have a lot of cash to buy all of the cool gear that everybody else uses. While I do love the fact that this has a flat picture profile and I could do things like color grade it a little bit more, I think it's gonna be more of a special use case camera and not necessarily something I would use for all my videos, just because I don't think it's perfect. But I do absolutely love it for photography. This thing is mostly plastic, so it is light, it is easy to carry, and that's why I loved bringing it around the arts festival, because it allowed me to really hone in on just picking the camera up, taking a photo, putting it down, because I wasn't too worried about how heavy it was. Now, it's still quite large. I mean, it's smaller than something like a DSLR, like my 80D, but it is a camera that's, when I point it at someone, they notice. Eventually, I will want to replace this with something like the GX80 or the GX85, depending on where you live. It offers all of the same benefits as this camera. It's just slightly smaller and it has image stabilization, so I could use it for so much more, and I could also pair it with the Lumix 20mm, and which would make it a 40mm lens, which would be great for just a run and gun camera to take photos with. So this YouTuber that I watch, his name is Theo Crawford. He's from Austria, and a few years ago now, I think he did a trip to Japan, and one of the ways that he grew in his comfortability with taking photos of people was just going out with his cell phone because, I mean, phones are a very easy camera for people to just be comfortable around because everyone has a cell phone and everyone's always recording and taking photos anyways. So I think the next time I do street photography, I'll be using my phone. It can take raw photos, which I just found out as well. So at least I'll be able to edit them, and I might even edit all the photos on my phone as well. I have Lightroom, and there's also so many other applications on your cell phone that you can use to edit photos. So I think I kind of want to make a video specifically about iPhone photography, but then also tie it into helping myself grow in street photography. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you sub to the channel. I don't really know where this channel is going or what I want to do yet, but me and Carly are having a wonderful time making videos together. All of the cats are behind me, just, you know, completely and utterly, I don't even want to know. So thank you again for watching, and I will catch you later, I guess. Bye. I don't think they can hear you. I'm gonna be honest. I don't expect them to be able to hear you.
What if I bought us a duck landline phone?
I really wish they could hear you because that would be funny as hell.
What if they can't?
They can't.
What if I bought us a duck landline phone?
I still don't think I can hear you, but please.
Like $50.
No.
For just
No. No.
to sit in our home.
No.
Please.
No. No.
Please.
No.